Sakazuki debuted on the 24th of September 2020. This character made his first appearance on the global version of the game, showing up on the Japanese version shortly after. This character debuted as the second unofficial Pirate Rumble Sugo-Fest exclusive character, as his primary design usage was for Rumble. However, his captain and special at the time would allow him to see play more often in regular team comps. This character grants high HP and attack power, whilst also generating lots of natural matching slots, along with a special that would be a self-proccing conditional boost, attack boost, and barrier removal. Introducing Uncompromised Determination and Justice, Sakazuki. In this series, we'll be traveling back in time to experience some of the older Sugo-Fest exclusive characters in their prime, aiming to show just what it was like to use these characters on their debut. I hope you enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's enter the Legends of OPTC. So thank you very much for checking out yet another episode of the Legends of OPTC, and this week we're looking at V3 Sakazuki. So this character debuted in a very weird time period. This was a global first character, and actually I helped Bandai actually promote this character, so I actually was able to get access to this character early, which was the craziest thing ever. They had never done anything like this before, and being able to actually utilize this character, record some clips beforehand, before the character had even come out, and actually upload a YouTube video on it and then release it, you know, when the character was officially announced, was just awesome. A really good experience. Hopefully we get more experiences like that in the future. So yeah, it was a really cool time in the game to actually work with Bandai to promote this character. So that was really cool. So let's actually talk about what Sakazuki does. So this guy, he debuted as kind of like one of the first Pirate Rumble legends. The first official Pirate Rumble legend was actually V3 Kuzan. And then we have a new Sakazuki to go alongside with that. He debuted on a Rumble banner and essentially was just considered a normal legend for the most time. So you could just pull him from normal tickets, you could pull him on regular Sugo-Fests, and then eventually, once they started to distinguish what a Rumble legend was, this guy and Kuzan were taken off of normal tickets, normal Sugo-Fests, and relegated to these types of banners. So of course, in Rumble, he is only a 20 cost character, although when he first came out, and for a long time, he was still like a 55 cost character in Pirate Rumble, which made him a little bit difficult to use. But a lot of people were really excited for what his abilities did in normal content, like his PvE abilities were actually pretty interesting. So Sakazuki here is a strength fighter shooter, and his captain ability would state that if you have only strength, dex, or quick characters on your crew, it would boost the attack of those characters by 4 times, by 4.5 times with a matching slot, 1.5 times HP, as well as making sight, int, recovery, and tandem slots beneficial to strength, dex, and quick. So for back when this character first came out, this was actually a phenomenal captain ability. Utility components weren't as common in characters back in the day, so having a character that had high HP, high damage, and lots of natural matching slots was actually a really good ability. Of course, super types hadn't debuted yet. However, the next batch that we're looking at next week is the start and the official debut of super types, which I'm excited to get into because it kind of changed the game in how characters release. And then, of course, he had a really powerful special. This special is incredible. Even to today's standards, it's not a bad effect. You get to remove enemy barriers by 3 turns. Now, this character released way back when. Let me pull it up real quick. He released in 2020, in September of 2020 on Global. When this character came out, like, yeah, this was a crazy ability. And even to today, it's 2025, and like 3-turn barrier removal is very rare. It doesn't happen very often. Also would reduce all enemies' defense by 100% for 1 turn. You get a strength, dex, and quick 2.25 times attack boost for 1 turn, as well as getting a defense down conditional boost. So self-proccing defense down conditional boost, attack boost, and barrier removal. What more could you ask for? Like, this guy's actually pretty freaking solid. It's just that when you look it out and stretch it out to today's standards, the power creep, obviously, damage is low, and then, like, in terms of utility, he doesn't do a lot. This character did receive a super evolution relatively recently, which definitely made him a lot better. And then, of course, he was kind of meant to be used as a Rumble character. Unfortunately, his abilities seemed good on paper, but he wasn't that good, because the strength team, it had definitely better units you could use at the time. But the fact that he did 5 times damage to a single target with the highest recovery, I think this is still one of the highest damage multiplier effects that a special has in Rumble, but it's the fact that it only targets one enemy, and, you know, if the enemy has, like, high defense or whatever, or certain resistances, then this can really nerf the amount of damage that this can actually do. So, the level 2 damage over time has never really been that good until they released versus Blackbeard, which had level 10, and that made a significant difference. So overall, this character, he was a pretty decent unit on release, but the fact that he debuted right before the release of super types, a lot of people were very cautious on how they spent their rainbow gems, and people would just wait until to randomly pull this guy on a ticket or something like that, rather than try and pull on his debut. So let's go ahead now and jump into some treasure cruise. So we'll go ahead and try and use him in some content today. Really excited to show off this guy. And now we're in game with my man Sakazuki. So with this guy all ready to go, this is my current one that I have devolved. He is level 150, so obviously, you know, that is a thing. He doesn't have level limit break or anything, so don't need to worry about additional abilities. However, I do have Whitebeard here. This guy is 150. He does have additional effects, but that shouldn't really matter at the end of the day. But this is what we are going to be doing, and we're going up against Borsalino. Now, Borsalino, this was definitely one of the more tricky Colosseums that came out when it did. It was really tricky because it had like a massive death hit at the end, and like the gimmicks are just really, really annoying. So we'll go ahead and jump into this one. Now, as of right of the recording, the anniversary ship is out with like the -5 cooldown and all that good stuff, but we're not going to be using that. We're going to be taking it the raw way, man. Pause. But we're going to be playing it as if this character had first come out, right? So in order to get through this, we do need to do a little bit of stall. However, the thing is we don't have to do that much stall, because on stage 3 on that mini boss, we are basically just going to do like not really a bunch of stall, but because of the gimmicks on stage 3, we do have to really take our time. So the amount of stall that we actually have to do is actually quite minimal. So we could probably just get through right now, because we are going to take a few turns against Sentomaru, mainly just due to the fact that he has these really annoying defensive effects. And remember, the characters when they first came out back when you know, when they first came out in 2020, the character power level was far, far lower than what it is now. And, you know, characters being able to have like multiple special launches, and characters that could remove a bunch of gimmicks, plus orb change, plus give you a boost, were very, very uncommon. So let's go ahead and just get through this. So here's Sentomaru. He binds us. He has damage threshold. We get badly matching slots. We are going to take our time with this one. As long as we can kill him and we have our specials ready to go, that is the most important thing. But it's just the fact that this guy has like really annoying gimmicks here. So I've got it up on the side here. So every turn he hits twice, and on turn 3, he's going to give us badly matching slots and apply 2 turns of damage threshold again. So there's only going to be a very short window where we can actually do damage to him. So we want to try and abuse that little time period that we actually have. Or you can just kill him in one turn, because we're absolute freaking beasts, bro. The 150 of Whitebeard definitely mattered there. If not, we would just have to stall over and over again. He really doesn't do anything. He just continuously does that every 3 turns. So yeah, it wouldn't have been that bad. Anywho, we're here with a Kainu. So this is where, you know, we get afflicted with the despair and the paralysis. What else does he do again? After 1 turn has passed, because we are going to take 2 turns on this guy, he does cancel beneficial effects and also increases his attack power. This is where the Rare Recruit Smoothie comes in. This character actually saw a decent amount of play when it came out, and especially with the introduction of like with Limit Break, and if you were able to pull a bunch of dupes of this character, the ability to have a double special launch was actually pretty clutch. We'll go ahead and do this, and then we can activate double special launch, so we can activate it again. And now we have a full board of matching slots here, which is perfect. And then we'll go ahead and just change our slots around, because we don't need to remove them. And then we're going to go ahead and just do some damage. And then on the next turn, well, we could probably kill in 1 turn. Yeah, I mean, we do have the Whitebeard at 150. I'm pretty sure we could just kill in 1 turn. Let's go ahead and use one of the Sakazuki specials here. Unfortunately, the enemy does have the debuff immunity, so we can't inflict defense down against the opponent here. But being able to just get that attack boost, remove barriers, as well as, you know, getting the defense down conditioner boost is pretty clutch, man. Like, this character when he first came out was pretty phenomenal, honestly. Okay, so we're gonna have an attack boost, And I'm pretty sure just with our normal attacks, we should be able to get through here. My Cracker is also at 150 as well. Now that I'm thinking about it, that actually will make a massive difference. The Kuzan here is like level 99. This is just a dupe that I had ready to go. And then my Sakazuki is obviously 150 as well. So yeah, I guess this isn't a great representation showing how Sakazuki would have been used back when he first came out. But you guys get the picture, really. So, normally, because your damage would be far lower with not having 150, you'd have to just do a full turn of attacks, and then on the second turn, you would activate the Sakazuki special, and then kill. But we should be okay to get through here. Oh yeah, way more than enough damage. To be honest, you probably don't even need to do one turn of stall. I mean, even without, like, getting to those high, like, levels, yeah, you could probably just kill in one turn. You definitely didn't need a stall at all. Alright, boss stage. Here we go with Old Maid Borsalino. So this is, this guy's a real pain, right? So how much HP does he have again? He has 31 million HP. He changes into a strength unit, of course. And then, of course, we've got, perfects are harder to hit, so we have to lock in order to hit our perfects. When we kill him, he does 40,000 hit of damage, so we could probably tank it. We don't even need damage reduction, actually, because of our characters having 150. We have so much more HP, but it is what it is. So, first thing is first, let's go ahead and activate our Sakazuki. So, of course, he's going to give us the attack boost. Once again, unfortunately, Borsalino does have the full immunity buff, so he won't be inflicted with defense down. But still, that attack boost is great, a 2.25 times attack boost. Because, I mean, around this time period, like, the best boosts you could get were about 2.5 times. They typically, at this point, wouldn't exceed that. So 2.25 was pretty much as close as to as good as you were going to get. Next, let's go ahead and activate our Kuzan. So Kuzan, of course, was like the counterpart character for the Sakazuki. So these two characters work really well together. You got Kuzan here, which gives you orb boost, color affinity boost, and he also has the ability to make your tap timing easier. And then that with the Akainu would give you attack boost and conditional boost. So these two characters together give you a ton of boost. It's so good. And now we can activate our Cracker, who is mainly here just for the ability of changing those block slots into matching. And I believe he gives us, does he give us the chain boost? Yeah, he does, right? Because if your captain is like fighter, shooter, slasher, striker, you get a chain boost. If it's driven, cerebral, free spirit, powerhouse, you get a color affinity boost. Doesn't matter anyway because we have Kuzan for that. And then the last character is the Whitebeard. But it doesn't matter anyway, because the only reason why Whitebeard is here is to provide damage reduction. But the death hit is 40,000, so we're going to be able to tank it either way. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. So all we need to do, hit our perfects, break the barrier, and our quick unit should go crazy. Let's do this. Hell yeah, dude. And then it should be a 40,000 death hit, which we should have enough to tank it. Let's see. If not, then we're going to have to run it back. It is what it is. We do. We have way more than enough to tank that. And that's that. So, yeah, look, this guy had a great captain ability, tons of HP, tons of matching slots, and that really great attack boost as well for when he first came out. But it's unfortunate that he debuted when he did, because super types are about to come out. And that's what we're going to be covering in next week's video. And the super types are going to go crazy. And yes, we are going to start with the headliner character of the celebration, which is none other than Monkey D. Luffy Snake Man. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely stay tuned to the YouTube channel for that one. But hey, we finished off the video here with Sakazuki. He may be featured in future videos as well, because this special ability that he has is just phenomenal. It gives us a ton of damage. So definitely look forward to seeing more of him potentially in the series. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video though. And if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.